Well, now on to a crime that's sometimes called the hidden crime. In the Humberside Police region, 12% of calls to the police for assistance are about domestic abuse. It's said that in the UK, one incident of domestic abuse is reported to the police every minute, and that on average, 2 women a week are killed by a current or former partner. But there is help available, and to tell us more about that, I'm joined by Denise Farman, Service Manager at Women's Aid in Grimsby, and Councillor Hazel Chase, Portfolio Holder in North East Lincolnshire for Safer and Stronger Communities. Thank you both very much indeed for coming in to see me. First of all, Denise, as I mentioned, Service Manager at Women's Aid in Grimsby. Roughly how many calls do you receive a day?
Every day is different, it varies. Sometimes we'll get 1 or 2 calls, sometimes we can have 7, 8, 9 calls. The calls can be from first thing in the morning to last thing at night and through the night, so every day is different really.
And who is affected by domestic abuse?
My answer would be absolutely anyone, no matter what background you come from, what income, men, women, young people, old people, disabled people, absolutely anyone.
So is it a kind of a stereotype, an unfortunate stereotype, to think then that it is only women that suffer this?
It is, yeah. There is the same support for male victims as there are for women, except for living in the Women's Refuge, which we run.
Hazel, what's the council as well as other agencies doing to help deal with this problem of domestic abuse?
We're there in full support 24/7 where we can be. We do have a women's refuge, then we've got the outreach workers which can be assigned to the victims, and we interlink all of these to work with each other, closer with each other, so that the teams integrate and the protection is there when needed.
Now there is a group, I understand, called Merrick. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, that's Multi-Agency Risk Assessment Conference. It's where a group of agencies all come together and work together, exchange information, because obviously different agencies supply different support and they all come under the same umbrella. Merrick can supply support right from the very start, where we have a victim in and we speak with that victim, we find out what their needs and assessments required, whether they need rehousing, whether they need protection 24/7. We include the police, the drug and alcohol team, anything that is connected with antisocial behaviour which brings forth abuse, they are included for protection for that victim.
Denise, is it a common misconception then to think that all forms of domestic abuse involve violence?
It is, yeah. Many women that come to us have not had physical abuse. So they may have experienced mental and emotional abuse or cruelty, controlling behaviour, but have not had anything that's physical. Some women come to us who have been physically assaulted and sexually assaulted, but have experienced you can't be physically and sexually assaulted without being emotionally scarred as well. So every case is different, and what we would do when someone comes in is talk to them about their personal experience and their needs, relating to the types of abuse they've been through.
It strikes me then that if it's not all violent abuse, there are some people in society who don't know they're being abused.
There absolutely is. There's lots of people who will be watching this that will think that it isn't them. If there's never been any physical violence, sometimes that's an issue. So it's about encompassing the whole picture of abuse really, from mental, emotional, right through to physical. And many, I'd say the majority of the people we see say that they didn't think they could come to us or they didn't ring us because they hadn't been physically assaulted at that time. And that's not the message we want to get across. What I would say is to ring and chat to us, and then we can talk to you about that.
Finally, Hazel, from your point of view, what would your message be to someone who's watching this, who may be thinking, I'm going through this now, or maybe, more importantly, perhaps know someone else who they think is going through? What would you say to them?
My message to them would be, please don't sit in silence. You're not alone. Stop and think. The agencies are out there. We're all there to help you, whether it is actual domestic abuse or mental abuse, it matters not. You are not on your own. Come forward, speak in confidence, and we will do our best to help you.
All right. Pleasure to talk to you both, ladies. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.